Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Monday, April 26, 2021. Today we're going to try to rescue my bay leaf tree. For some reason over the winter it just petered out and died. But there's still life in the branches. I cut all the dead stuff off. And the roots are all a conglomerate, so we're going to have to cut that and try to fit it in a container. But the soil I'll use to try it, I know bay leaf trees like a well-draining soil but rich in compost. So I'm just going to try 1 part worm castings, 2 parts peat moss, 1 part torpedo sand, 1 part sifted perlite, and 1 part Repti Bark. And then I'm going to try to sprinkle some beneficial bacteria on it to see if I can get her back to life again. She had beautiful leaves, but just this winter it just up and that was it. So we have a lot of roots here that are bad. We got a lot of roots that need trimming. So let's get started. I'm going to take this one off. That's curling in. There's another root that's snaking in. Another one here. I know this is a drastic pruning, but what are you going to do? We're going to try to save this tree. Well, I'm going to take this root off to here. I get a little more peroxide on it. Cut it. There we go. Now you can see all the roots, how they're gnarled in there. So that's because I had it in the pot too long and I didn't transplant it. But it was growing so well. But you live and you learn. So to get this spaghetti cut and out, there's another root in here that we can get out. You can see how it just twisted all over the place. Now whether she'll survive or not, I don't know, but that's the chance we gotta take. And then we're going to also cut the top down drastically. See how they're all caving in? We want to fan them out. And they don't smell rotten or nothing. So let's see if we can get this other tangled root out. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all tangled. So let's give it a cut. Pull it out. There's another root that's growing up. Pull that out. It looks like it's drastic, but that's something you have to do. All these roots here, let's just cut them. That one going down, this one coming out, this one twirling. Now these roots are growing down, so we want a nice radial root base. Let me dip it and clip it down here. I know it looks drastic, but maybe she still has some life in her because there's green in the trunk. And there's still some feeder roots here. Just cut them. The downward roots. Hopefully she'll take off and grow again. Because you can still see the bark. I don't know if you can see it, but the bark is still green. this one off, this one off. Now this one's a snaky root, so I'm going to cut it off here. This one's got a nice curved snake tip, but I don't want to, well, let's try it. I'll have to get my bigger pruners because it's snaking all over the place. And if we can cut it, boy, she's a toughie. It's just the way it grew. So I hope I don't break my pruners, but this gal is tough. Well, I shouldn't say gal because it doesn't flower, so usually if they flower they're a girl plant, but if they don't they're a boy plant. So this guy is tough on the root. Let's see if we can get it this way. She don't want to let loose. But we have to take drastic measures if we want to get a good root base. There we go. You can see how twisted it is all on the inside. So we have to just pull it out and go for broke. And this root does not want to get away. So we're going to have to cut it here to see if we can get it away from the root area. Okay. Granted, it doesn't look good, but it's still got roots on it. So what I'm going to do is there's a little bud break here. This branch is still green. So there's not a lot here to support. So we're going to cut it back to here. We're going to cut this one back to here because there's not enough branches to support all this growth. There we go. Now hardwood cuttings are hard to root, but I'm going to throw it in there and see if I can do it. Let it soak overnight, see what happens. Okay, this one's a little bit tougher to cut up here. So let's give it a try about here. Now, if you got arthritis, I wouldn't have you attempt to do this. But they do have ratcheting pruners. Now, let's see. I'll have to find my lipstick later, or some wood glue and put it on there. But for now, that's our root base the way it is. Well, we got another one tangled right here. So let's cut it right about there. I know it's a drastic root pruning, but I want to save the tree. So will it root again? Will it grow again? I don't know. We'll try it. Okay. So I got a pot here. Now the holes are a little bit big in this one, so I'm putting some screen in there. And now I'll put my mix in. And before I put it into the pot, I'm going to take and put the azus on the roots and on the wounds. So hopefully this will cause the roots to grow and to get the tree back to life again. So what I'll do, let's mound the soil up a little bit more. Oh, we got one branch that's a little long. We'll let that fit into the pot. I mean, one root. Okay, so let's put it in there. And we'll put it in the shade and let it grow. Hopefully it'll come back. Hopefully the roots will root. But sometimes when they go on a downhill slope, it's hard to revive them, but we're going to do our best to get it going. I'm going to put all the beneficial bacteria around the root area because it'll help fortify the whatever root is there. So I got the Micos beneficial bacteria, the azus. I'll take and give it a little more soil. And hopefully, I know it was a drastic root pruning, but sometimes you just got to do it to try to save the tree. Everything was dry, the leaves were dry. Usually over the winter time he comes out of it. But this winter, no matter what I did, he didn't want to come out, so I figured a drastic pruning might get him back into shape, and with all that beneficial bacteria, hopefully we'll have it. We'll have him growing again. Everything is still green. So as soon as I can find out where I put the lipstick, I'll dab these cut ends because they're bigger than a pencil and I don't want no water getting into them. Okay, let's give it a drink of water. Let's try it out. Let's see if it grows. We got nothing to lose. The trunk is green, so hopefully there's some life in the roots to get it growing again. I'm going to take some sand and put it on the top. Especially where the root end is cut. This is just regular sand that you get in the store. The torpedo sand I usually mix in the soil, or you can use regular sand, or you can just use a fast draining potting soil like cactus mix. Let's get it in. Don't be afraid to get your fingers dirty. You used to play in the sandbox when you were a kid, so this is like playing in the sandbox. Only we're trying to revive this tree. There we go. And we got it in here good and tight. So let's see what happens. Maybe he'll come back to life. Hopefully. Let's give it a little more water so the water comes out, so we know we got plenty of water in there. And I hope that beneficial bacteria, whatever roots are alive in this tree, whatever is alive in the tree, the bacteria will help it to rejuvenate it. Now, get my little tree there, my little plant. Let's see what happens. Now don't forget, if it's bigger than a pencil, dabble with a little bit of lipstick. Lipstick is the cheapest. It's cheaper than getting that paste. So there it is. Keep your fingers crossed, as will I. And let's see if this drastic repotting will do the trick. I hate to see him go. 5 years, perfect growing, but let's see if this will bring him back to life. I'll put him in a nice shady location, water him every day, and check on him and hope everything works out fine. So when you got a tree like that, you got to take drastic measures. So today's Monday night. Relax, have a cup of tea. I did a lot of yard work today, so I'm going to sit back, relax, watch an old movie today, something different, something from the 50s. So take care, everybody. Keep your fingers crossed, and hope our little bay leaf tree gets some life back into her, or to him. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. My name's Tom Novak for Growing Clip Bonsai for Seniors.